We'll take you now through the latest Cowboys rumors. First up, could Darius Jackson make another return? I'm going to give this one 3 stars. It's really almost 4 stars at this point. The Cowboys reportedly will sign Jackson back to the practice squad, or at least they plan on it. Now, we've heard this game before. Remember when Brian Price was supposed to re-sign with the Cowboys, and then the Oakland Raiders snagged him? So that's why I'm only giving the 3 stars. We'll wait till it's officially announced or confirmed by the team. I'll make note of this, though, because if you do sign Darius Jackson, I would imagine you cut one of your current practice squad guys, especially at halfback, because why would you carry 3 guys on the practice squad? You have Jordan Shun, you have Bo Scarborough. If you add Darius Jackson, who's the odd man out? Now, I like Scarborough way more than Jordan Shun, but Shun was the guy that got signed first, not Bo Scarborough. So just keep an eye out for the possibility that maybe Bo Scarborough ends up getting cut by the Cowboys here to make room for Darius Jackson on the Cowboys practice squad. I would rather keep Scarborough and Jackson than, Jackson and Shun, but just keep an eye out for it. All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by Tavour, and you guys like beer, right? Of course you do. And if you like beer, you're going to love Tavour. Sign up with them for free at Tavour.com, and then use promo code ChatSports for $10 off your first purchase. When you sign up for free, you'll be notified of all their great new beers. If you're a craft beer fan, you're going to love Tavour. Beer from breweries all over the country there at Tavour.com, and don't forget that promo code ChatSports for $10 off. All right, next up. Is Joe Thomas, the linebacker, going to miss some time for the Cowboys? I'm actually going to give this one 4 stars. Now, we don't know the exact time frame. That's why it's kind of still more in the rumors section. But Thomas suffered a foot injury against the Texans. Garrett said he's going to miss some time. The exact severity of the injury is still unknown. I was a little bit surprised that the Cowboys actually signed 2 secondary guys. I thought with Thomas now banged up and Sean Lee still banged up, maybe they'd look for more linebacker depth. Now, the good news is Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch don't really need to come off the field all that much because they've been playing fantastic. Damian Wilson and JML can contribute as well. Maybe you'll see some more Chris Covington, but Thomas's foot injury likely will cost him some time. I don't think it's an IR situation, but we'll see what happens on that end. All right, next up, is David Irving going to play in Week 5? I thought he was going to play in Week 4. The Cowboys thought he was going to, and then David Irving was David Irving again. So 2 stars on this one. Remember, Irving practiced with the Cowboys on Wednesday. Then he missed Thursday and Friday for personal reasons, and Jason Garrett said that it was a family issue. And then Mike Fisher more or less says that Irving just didn't show up to practice on Thursday or Friday. He couldn't come in for some reason. It just really, David Irving? Come on, man. I get that you got stuff going on in your personal life. I get that it's been a rough offseason for you. You're not the only guy on this Cowboys team dealing with stuff. Show up and do your damn job. Go to practice. Help out this team. Even somehow how you want to get paid big in the offseason, missing some of your first practices back is not the best way to go about doing that. It's always something with David Irving. And I feel bad because I know he's went through a lot, but there's always something going on with Irving. So at the end of the year, I'm done with Irving. I'm out. Cut him, or don't cut him, I guess let him become a free agent, move on from him, go find a DT in the draft that you can actually count on to show up to games and practices, because David Irving right now simply can't be trusted. All right, folks, I am doing a free NFL Pick'em game this week on BetDSI. Here's what you do. Go sign up for free, no deposit required, at chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys120 in the process to get yourself entered into the game. Then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for the game link. Make your picks, and if you win, we'll send $25 to the winner. So free to enter, no deposit required. If you win, you get $25. What more could you possibly want there? Chatsports.com/bet to sign up, and then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I'll hook you up with the game link. All right, more Cowboys rumors. Is Dak's accuracy a problem? I'm going to give it 3 stars. And Troy Aikman actually said it, and he's often, smart about football-type stuff. Dak does still have some accuracy issues. He's missed high on a couple throws, missed late as well. Now, Dak isn't the only problem. That's why it's only 3 stars. It's not like his accuracy is the worst in the NFL, but it does need some work. And he needs to do better overall, which is true for really the entire Cowboys offense. But, of course, the big question is Dak the Cowboys franchise guy? I know some of you guys think no. I know some of you guys think yes. Here's the thing. We got the rest of the year to find out, in theory. If the Cowboys and I'll tell you what, if the Cowboys are drafting in the top 10, which at this point seems like it's at least a possibility, you should probably go find yourself a new quarterback because that means Dak did not turn things around. So I lean toward yes for now, but it's certainly not set in stone by any means. All right, next up, could Jason Garrett be fired in the middle of the season? I'll give this one 2 stars. ESPN and Todd Archer talked about it today. We'll get to some odds on that as well in a second. But remember that Jerry Jones has not been afraid to fire coaches in the past. But also remember that he's only made one in-season coaching change, interestingly enough. It was actually to promote Jason Garrett to head coach and fire Wade Phillips. Now, Jones would again prefer to not fire Garrett because of course he wouldn't want to. The ideal scenario is that Jason Garrett wins every game the rest of the year, right? And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, so you don't need to fire him, right? With that said, our friends over at BETDSI have the odds on who will be the first coach fired this year. Jason Garrett leads the way, plus 350. So if you think Garrett's going to be the first coach fired, those are decent odds. Go put some money on there at chatsports.com/bet with promo code Cowboys120. In the meantime, I think I know the answer to this question, but do y'all want Garrett fired? Type K for keep, type F for fire. Big reason why I made that only 2 stars was because if you fire Garrett, I would assume you're also firing Scott Linehan at the exact same time. And in that scenario, who calls the plays on offense? We'll talk more about that on tomorrow's show on Facebook, but I think that's a big concern there. I do want Garrett fired at the end of the year, but I think you might see him coach out the rest of the season. All right, folks, we're trying to get to 5K subscribers on our Cowboys Report channel. Go to youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report to get subscribed today. All of our great Cowboys coverage all in one spot again. 5K is that goal there. Almost there. Thank you all who have already subscribed. And tell a friend, too. Got some great Cowboys coverage there for you. All right, next up. Could DeVante Parker be traded to the Dallas Cowboys? I'll give this one 1 star, in part because I don't even know if I want DeVante Parker. Like, the Dolphins, amid some conflicting reports, are trying to trade DeVante Parker, and for good reason. He's been a bust, and he's always hurt. The Cowboys, make no mistake, have a need at wide receiver. But here's the deal with DeVante Parker. I just don't think he's very good. I liked him coming out of college, but he hasn't done anything in the NFL, and he's shown some flashes, but he's either hurt or has drop issues. Like, I don't want that guy on my roster. I don't know if he'd be able to contribute enough, and why trade away a pick for a guy that's kind of expensive? I say pass on Parker. Now, if he's a free agent in the offseason, well, we can revisit it at that point. All right, a lot to talk about here about the receivers because they've been pretty bad so far this year. Have the Cowboys lacked a number 1 wideout for several years? If you ask Jerry Jones, the answer is yes. I'll give it 3 stars. I think this actually makes more sense than maybe we want to admit. So, for starters, this is, I think, kind of a shot at Dez Bryant, right? It depends on 2 things. Number 1, how do you define several? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Let's say it's at least 2 or 3 years, all right? How do you define a number 1 guy? Is that just top 30? If so, that statement's not accurate. But in all likelihood, as Jones was talking about, he's talking about the DeAndre Hopkins, the Antonio Browns, Julio Jones. Look at Dez Bryant's last 3 years with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys made a mistake by cutting Dez Bryant, but I don't think that Dez Bryant was that number 1 guy. Now, I thought he could have become that again with the Cowboys. Maybe clearly not. 2014, he was a number 1 guy. But the last 3 years, Dez has been a good number 2, but he wasn't a number 1 wideout. And even if you bring back Dez, he's still not going to be a number 1 guy. I think he could help the Cowboys. At this point, that ship seems to have sailed. So, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to see the Cowboys bring back Dez Bryant. But if you do, go ahead and type 1 for yes in the comments section. Now, if you disagree with me and think you know more about the NFL, I'll prove it then. All right, I am hosting a free NFL Pick'em game this week. Head to chatsports.com/bet. Sign up for free. No deposit needed. Just use promo code Cowboys120 when you do sign up. Then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Say that you want in, and we'll get you guys hooked up with that game link. Make your picks. If you beat me, which I doubt that you will, we'll give you $25. All right. First place gets $25 if you sign up with us with BetDSI and DM me on Twitter to get the game link here at WhatGoingDowney. I'll hook you guys up. Let's see if you guys can put your money where your mouth is and actually find a way to beat me. All right, more receiver talk here. Are the receivers just not winning? I actually think, yeah, and 4 stars on this one. And this came, according to Nick Eatman of Cowboys.com, from a Cowboys assistant coach, by the way. So already got the coaches talking bad about the receiving core. Now, the assistant coach claims the Cowboys don't win 50-50 balls. And that's right. Think back to all of Dak's interceptions this year. The Michael Gallup drop. The one they tried to go to the tight end and kind of bounced off his hands. It was a 50-50 ball. Go to Tavon Austin. A little high, but it hit Tavon in the hands. The pick with Deontay Thompson. 50-50 ball. The Cowboys receivers are bad. This is a bad receiving core through and through. Cole Beasley's been fine. He's a slot guy. All right? I don't mean that as an insult, but that's the reality here. Allen Hurns, where has he been? You paid him to come be your new top receiver. He's done diddly. Deontay Thompson, okay, a good ratio, I guess. Michael Gallup has 2 drops this year. He has not been as good as I thought he was going to be immediately. And Tavon Austin, he's still a gadget player. This receiving core is bad, and yes, Dak needs to be better. The receiving core is not helping out Dak anywhere near in the way that they can and should. All right, folks, if you guys want your own awesome and Mizzen and Main shirt, go get one. Comfortable.af. Trust me, folks, you will not find a more comfortable dress shirt than a Mizzen and Main shirt. And oh, by the way, they're made right here in America. All right, one last receiver rumor for you guys. Like I said, there were quite a few this week. Are the Cowboys content with their wide receiver core? I'm going to give it 2 stars because Stephen Jones says, oh, the passing game just needs more time, and, oh, we like our guys. We'll get there, which is kind of just front office speak. And to be fair, you're not going to find quality receivers on the free agent market, especially with Dez Bryant not really an option and Jeremy Maclin kind of banged up and also just not that good. So on that hand, I kind of get it, and you're almost kind of less content, more stuck with it. And you had better not feel the same way when the season ends. This receiving core is not getting the job done. You say goodbye to Thompson, say goodbye to Hurns, probably try and, I guess, re-sign Cole Beasley, keep Gallup, say goodbye to T-Will, and then figure out the offense beyond that because your receiving core is not getting the job done. You want Dak to spread the ball around. You kind of need a receiving core that gets open with a little bit more frequency beyond Cole Beasley and, I guess, the tight ends and Zeke Elliott now. So overall, I think receiver is definitely high on that list for positions that the Cowboys need right now. All right, folks, get your questions in the comments for an upcoming mailbag. We'll do our mailbag section later on this week, so send me any questions you guys have. I'm sure there will be plenty on the Cowboys coaching staff, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for our next Cowboys Report.